Good evening, everyone. Patty here from Storytime with Patty, Brazilian Myths and Legends. I hope you are enjoying these tales from Brazil. And before we begin with our story for this Saturday evening, I'd like to talk about last Saturday's legend, how the Amazon River came to be. As with other legends, there are several versions of them. I told you one version. However, all the versions have the same theme: unrequited love. The sun and the moon can't be lovers because they can't ever meet. The moon cries so much that her tears flood the region, creating the Amazon River. The origins of these tales are indigenous to the Brazilian tribes from the basin of the Amazon. One version calls the moon Jaci, and it's the version I used in my previous episode. Another version calls the moon Araci. Both names have Guarani origins. So for tonight, I have a legend that haunted my childhood: the Headless Mule. This legend appears in many countries in Latin America, and according to the Brazilian anthropologist Câmara Cascudo, the Argentine and Mexican versions are similar to the Brazilian one. I will expand on the history behind the Headless Mule legend at the end. Let's get to the tale, shall we? The legend goes that if a woman tries to seduce a Catholic priest, she's cursed to turn into a headless mule at midnight on Thursdays, spitting fire from the hole where the head would be. A terrifying sight, don't you agree? The headless mule emits a horrible scream while wandering around in the middle of the dead night and killing everyone whom the creature encounters by kicking its victim to death. People who live in the countryside of Brazil believe in the existence of this creature. Their belief is so strong that some do not go out by themselves on Thursdays late in the evening because they know they wouldn't get home alive. Folks say that the headless mule goes back to its original human form on Friday morning, and people can identify the cursed woman because she carries the mule's wounds in her flesh. Another version of the same legend tells that a wealthy and prosperous farmer, who was very fair and benevolent, decided to go to the city. There, he met this beautiful lady, and they chose to live together at the farm. When they arrived home, the farmer gathered all the employees to tell them that the lovely lady was his wife, and they had to serve her. She could have anything she wanted. After a few weeks, some calves and pigs appeared dead without a leg or two. The people who worked at the farm couldn't understand what was going on. The farmer started to lose livestock and decided to ambush whatever was killing his animals. So, one Thursday night at midnight, he grabbed his rifle, went outside, and waited for the creature. As soon as he heard the commotion, he grabbed the rifle to shoot the animal. It was already Friday morning, and to his horror, he saw his wife covered in blood with a pig's leg in her hands. Terrifying. I hope you've enjoyed this terrifying legend. I used to be so scared of the headless mule when I was a child in Brazil. Anyway, let's talk about the origin of the legend. According to scholars, the tale came from the Iberian Peninsula, and one can find it in Portugal and Spain. The first question one might ask is, why a mule? Priests and monks used to travel on mules in ancient times, so the mule became a sign of clergyman, if you will. Another interesting aspect is that the curse falls upon the woman and not upon the priest. Câmara Cascudo points out that priests were God's servants and their punishment would come after death. At least, that's what people believed in old times. The main message here is, do not engage in romantic relationships with your priest. In the case of the second version, the message is, do not have intercourse before marriage. Well, I hope you enjoyed tonight's tales, and I hope to see you next Saturday. If you like my channel, please click on subscribe and ring the bell to receive a notification whenever I upload a new story. Also, if you have suggestions, please contact me at my email. You can find it below. Thank you and have a good night.